if the prophecy was never supposed to change, if the prophecy never changed how hard we fought, I don't expect the prophecy to change now. Like, I mean, he can't die. And Atreus doesn't know that Kratos can't die. But he's fine with his death as long as Atreus survives. He's accepted the prophecy, but wants to destroy the fate. But the fate was destroyed in the beginning. Because Odin secretly stayed in the lair and found out everything, so the prophecy was already laying out. But at the same time in the first game, the prophecy was broken because Kratos killed Magni and Modi, won a fight against Thor, and killed Baldur. None of which was supposed to happen, and broke and defied all prophecy. But killing Baldur led to starting Ragnarok, which kept the prophecy going. Odin beat them 2 steps ahead, like 2 steps ahead, like across the whole game. And everything that we did to stop the prophecy and talked about stopping the prophecy was fulfilled. I don't know how he's gonna die, if he's gonna die, but I feel like he won't because he can't. And it seems like with the way things are going, Atreus wouldn't kill Kratos. It would be cool if, like, not cool, but it would make sense for an ending, and that'd be a pretty good ending. You know, not like a happy ending, but pretty good idea for an ending, that Atreus accidentally kills him while trying to save him. But I don't see him, like, dying, but I don't see the prophecy failing with what's happened. All they know is that Kratos lies in Atreus' arms, dead. But we don't know fully if he's dead. I'm not sure if the prophecies say that Odin is fully supposed to win, but the prophecies do say that Kratos will be lying in Atreus' arms, like, almost, like, fully dead. I don't know if he's lying in his arms dead, if he is dead but not fully in his arms and he picks him up, or if he is kind of like awake and falls in his arms and it feels like he's dead. Whatever it is, something like that. I don't know if Odin's supposed to win or if Kratos wins. I think Odin is supposed to win Ragnarok, and the god of war is supposed to die trying to stop him. But he can't die. Unless he gets the curse taken off of him. But didn't the only person in the world that could do that die? Freya's not mad at him anymore. It just doesn't seem. This just isn't making sense. It just doesn't seem right. I don't know. Like, the way that they're making it, prophecy will be fulfilled, but Kratos can't die. I mean, that's all Redcolor's been talking to me about the whole game, is that Kratos can't die, which I think is maybe him trying to secretly tell me that he's not going to, but I don't get it. With the way things are going, the everything in this entire game was about the prophecy fulfilling. I mean, literally, the start of the game was basically meant to be the ending of God of War 2018, where we fulfilled the prophecy of starting Ragnarok. And then we're supposed to die stopping Odin, I believe. But he can't die. it almost seems like he can't stop Odin. But Red Cooler told me he kills Odin and he doesn't die. But if you're one to fight prophecy so much, why fail the prophecy this entire time? If you could have just fought it the first time. I'm confused, quite frankly. I don't understand. But I'm ready to see how this goes because honestly, Odin has to die. I thought about it. We took everything from Sindri. Lost the fight with Tyr. Odin one step ahead. He killed Brock. Every memory that we had with Brock was all ended, all because Odin thought he was annoying. He's a good man who doesn't care. Better spy. Better spy. What's better spy doing over here? Better spy. What's up, bruh? What's up, bruh? I would like to apologize to you. Um, we ended off our chat with it merely seeming like I spoiled the game for you, and I apologize for that. Also, I fell asleep on you, which I also apologize for. And yeah, I am sorry. Right now, I am sitting here contemplating what is going to happen, and I'm still traumatized with what has happened. I just got done talking to Red Cooler. Honestly, I don't know what the frick's going on, bruh. You spend the whole first game apparently breaking prophecy, and then end the game fulfilling the prophecy that starts the second game. And then you spend the whole second game fulfilling prophecy and the end to end it. So I don't know. I'm just confused. Because, like, there was no prophecy the first game for you to end, but you break it to lead up to you fulfilling prophecy. And then you fulfill, and then that's our second game, where you continue to fulfill prophecy, and then you break the prophecy. But if you break the prophecy, why couldn't you do that in the first place? And why did you end up fulfilling all the prophecy? But if you fulfill all the prophecy, why didn't that happen the first time? When you fulfilled all the prophecy the first time? It just doesn't make sense. Why fulfill? I don't know, chat. Okay, bro. Bye, 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 bye. Bro, I just want to play the game. He won't stop joining. Look, I don't care anymore, bro. I'm sorry. Look, he can play the game or not play the game. I don't think he's ever going to play the game anyways. And even if he does, it just doesn't seem like a game he's really going to like too much. I don't really care. I'm sorry, I don't care. I'm tired of it, bro. Look, if I'm not allowed to play this game and talk about it, but everybody can spoil everything for me, then I just don't care. Frick everybody. Frick y'all. Respectively, I'm sorry. Y'all can just go up it, bro. It's that simple. I don't care anymore. I'm tired of it. I have been getting spoilers about everything in this game from God of War 2018 all the way up until now, and I am tired of this BS. I'm done. Do what y'all must, but I'm playing this game. And if I'm gonna play this game, I'm gonna talk about it. If y'all don't want to hear it, then y'all can just leave. I'm gonna talk about what I'm experiencing, what I'm confused about, and I'm gonna play this game. So you know what? If everybody wants to spoil it for me, how about I spoil it for them, huh? Because I'm tired of it. It's annoying, bro. I'm gonna spend all this time on this game for everybody to ruin it for me. And then I can't even talk about how much fun I'm having because nobody will let me because, oh yeah, well, you're spoiling. Well, how about y'all stop spoiling for me, huh? Freaking jerks. I'll do what I want to, man. Freak y'all. I'm sorry, but it's annoying, bro. Y'all don't know what it's like when you put so much time into games that you actually play two games. This is the first game that I've actually liked to the point where I've done the first one and the second one. You know, High on Life is literally in my top five, and I bought the second one, and guess what? Guess what? I bought High on Life 2, haven't even played it yet. I'm clearly enjoying God of War, and people don't want to let it happen. If I'm not allowed to talk to the game, if I'm not allowed to talk to the game, like, look, if I'm not allowed to talk about the game, that's already bad, but sure, that's fine. But if you're gonna spoil the game for me that I'm not allowed to talk about and not allowed to spoil to you, then freak you. I'm spoiling it. Period. You can just go. Man, man.
Brother, about the oracles of your lands, would you say they manipulated events? Did they have an agenda?
I do not doubt they held their own interests first, but in my experience, they could be easily fooled by their own prophecies.
Would that be a specific experience, brother?
Once, I sought the Oracle for a means to break my bondage to Ares. One priestess had visions that showed her Olympus would be brought to ruin by the god of war. Therefore she helped me, intending to undermine Ares and protect her realm. She did not foresee that I would kill him and take his office. But we will continue another time.
Yeah, that's it.
Hi, it's me. I'm Verity. I know everything. Hello.
This crest? Oh, it belongs to Freya and her brother.
Okay. Where do I live?
Are we even sure Freya will still be at the house?
Don't see why not. Odin's back door in was also his way out. Without the blasted raven apparently hiding in the broom closet, the house should be secure.
And she will not turn away allies in her vengeance.
Ah,
Hey, Miss Sutton. I'm good. How about you? Mm. Yes, ma'am. When you get here? Oh, okay. Are you gonna be outside for a minute? Cause I was just hoping you could make sure that Camille doesn't get out again and that the dogs don't get loose. Cause I have the dogs outside. I just had to bring in Camille. I don't know why, but she's feisty for cats right now. Yeah, so if she was probably gonna try to get through your legs and try to go outside. So yes, ma'am. Yeah. I just let out the dogs too. I don't want them back inside for a few minutes because if they are back inside, then they might poop and pee on the floor because they gotta be outside for a couple minutes first before they come back inside. Okay, thank you.
It's all our vengeance now. And no more fake Tyr to twist our minds around. Oh, what a mockery he made of Tyr's desire for peace. And mine.
Oi, you lot! The boss was looking for a word with you, if you so care.
Do I have two side missions?
Hey, shit shack! You left your word trap.
Master Kratos, young Master Atreus, I'm so relieved to see you safe. My infinite condolences to you all.
Speak.
The tree has become rather overgrown.
And?
And if it grows too wildly, the branches risk getting too heavy and falling, which is not ideal considering they hold all the realms.
I am no gardener.
What an absolute shock. No, I do not require any horticultural skills from you, but I would ask that you keep an eye open for the stags of the four seasons. They normally graze upon the tree and keep it tidy. Unfortunately, Bitter decided it would be funny to trick Arrogant into releasing them. If you happen to find the stags during your travels, I would greatly appreciate assistance in bringing them home. I would have one of my spectral squirrels do it, but they, well, keep eating the feed I give them. Consequence of it being the most delicious food in all the 9 realms, I suppose. Speaking of, here, take some feed. Once you've found a stag, the feed should calm them down. Then one of my spectrals will guide them back here. And, don't eat the feed, please.
I will not.
Bitterness asked me if I was too chicken to release them. But I am in fact not chicken-like whatsoever. So as you can see, I had no choice.
Yes, of course. What else could you have done?
Enough.
Anyhow, was there something else you wish to talk about?
Alright, you ready? Yo, just barely. If you're not gonna leave just yet, I suggest you stay around for about an hour. You don't have to. If you don't want to, that's fine by me. But I suggest you watch this. Just trust me. Spoiler alert. But if you don't care, then trust. One moment, I'm gonna put on my headphones so that I can talk easier without my mic cutting off. So that stream can actually experience the peakness of this. I didn't plan on playing this or anything. Okay. Looks fun. Hello. Let me turn up my volume. I had to turn it down earlier.
You're back. Are you with us? Good.
Yes.
It's time.
Time for what, dare I ask?
Time to unite the realms against Odin, once and for all.
The mic somehow got better, and ... Yeah, this mic quality isn't good, but it doesn't cut off. Yeah, I'm using my headphones. It's not good headphones, but it never cuts off. When I'm using my mic, if I just move the angle of it, you can't really hear me. Yeah, its quality isn't as good though. It just sounds pretty bad, but at least it doesn't cut off. So, you have a quest too? Yep.
Tyr tried to unite the realms. The real Tyr. Everyone loved him. And even he failed.
Then we better not fail, or there will be no one left to try. This is Ragnarok.
And Odin's already heard every blasted plan we have.
Yes, we've lost the element of surprise. More than that, we have only one way to Asgard, and it's not so.
Yellow.
It means we enter from Tyr's temple, here. Asgard's wall is here. Odin's host of Einherjar will hold the space in between.
Which means
Huh.
we need armies of our own.
As many as will answer the call.
Oh.
Numbers Odin won't see coming.
And that's just to reach the wall. To breach the wall, we'll need to find Surtur.
Ratatoskr was able to procure this.
The three of us will go.
I know just where to look.
Splendid. Allies, then. Who do we think we can get?
I'll venture to Helheim. Try to recruit the army of the dead.
I'll return to Alfheim to unite the elves.
Just like that.
Okay.
Unite the elves after centuries of war.
Well, they really like me in Alfheim.
Okay.
Yes. To find Sigrun and muster the free Valkyries.
Oh.
Has no army.
No Niflheim, no Jotunheim.
That leaves only Svartalfheim.
So I'm going to Spotify?
Sindri?
Sindri?
Are you sure?
I said I'll go.
So be it.
So what do I do then?
Good luck to us all.
Good luck to us all. May the force be with you. Or the fourth. Whatever you want to call it. Give context? Okay. If you're fine with spoilers. This is like an awesome game. So basically, if you know Greek mythology and Norse mythology, this is Kratos, the god of war. You probably heard of him. There's a lot of lore, but basically, you've probably heard of Ragnarok. Ragnarok is the inevitable war that happens in Norse mythology. There is a thing called Fimbulwinter, which is where everything is just frozen over and kind of destroyed. See, you'd probably think Fimbulwinter is Ragnarok because Ragnarok happens during Fimbulwinter, but no. Actually, Fimbulwinter is what starts Ragnarok. God of Lore? That's what I said earlier! Yeah, I said God of War. Nope, more like God of Lore. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but, yeah, so I always thought Ragnarok was kind of everything just freezes over and it's like the Great Depression because there's nothing left because of how much ice there is. No. Apparently, during Ragnarok is Fimbulwinter, and Fimbulwinter is the winter. Ragnarok is what happens during Fimbulwinter. So, picture the Ice Age, right? This is why I'm subbed. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. But, so, you know the Ice Age, right? You'd probably assume Fimbulwinter is like the Ice Age, but way worse. Picture, during the Ice Age, everything, like every, polar bear, every mammoth, every coyote, everything during the Ice Age fought. And there was what's the word? I just forgot. A prophecy on who is supposed to win and who is supposed to die, right? So picture if everyone in the ice, if like every animal and everything in the Ice Age fought, but there were prophecies, or Mike might be cutting out a bit. Your mic might be cutting. Is this better or is this better? This one or this one? So this one? Like this? Or this one? Okay. Alright. So, basically, just imagine if all of the Ice Age fought, and there were prophecies on which animals and what will win and who will die, right? Okay. And the first game, which, by the way, there's like tons of God of War games. There's like friggin', I don't know, like 9 God of War games. There's books of lore, there's actual, real, like, genuine lore, there's shows, movies, games. But I'm talking about the 2018 version and the game after 2018. God of War is the first ever God of War, but God of War 2018 is not actually a remake, it's a Sony remake. It's completely different than the first game. It's basically where he starts over again. The God of War, the way that the lore works to God of War, which I'm going to give you some, context real quick. This is not to the context on what's happening right now, but here's some lore real quick. So, basically, the God of War is Kratos. Kratos is the son of Zeus. Zeus is his father. He was born a god, but he wasn't told that he was a god. So when a god doesn't know that they're a god, they cannot fully control their powers, and because they cannot, you'd probably think that their powers would come out at a bad time. No, actually they hold back their powers, which makes them more mortal than they are god. Because when you have powers and you don't use it and you don't know how to use it, they're kind of going to waste and just burning up inside of you while your mortal body is trying to help it grow, but you don't know what to do, so it's not. You're kind of mortal. So he was born a god, but half mortal. He was a soldier at the age of 12. A soldier. A god tricked him into burning down and murdering a village in which his family was inside. After a witch put a curse on him that the ashes to his family will forever be with him, and the only thing that can kill him is his family. So as a witch, there's a curse you can do that makes it where you cannot die, but the only thing that can kill you are your family relatives. But he killed all of his relatives in the village. But this was before he knew Zeus was his dad. So, when he killed the village, it already kind of hurt him to do that a little bit. Maybe. I'm not fully sure. But he did. But he didn't know his family was inside of it. So, now he has to... Now, the reason why he's white... You see how he's white? He's white because that's the ashes of his family. Right there. And yeah, basically, like I said, there's a spell that makes it where only your relatives can kill you, but he killed his relatives, so he cannot die. He found out later that Zeus was his father, but he took revenge on all of the gods for doing that. Matter of fact, he went and killed the god of war so that he would become the god of war and be strong enough to take down every other god. The only thing that didn't allow him to die was rage. He was so far drawn by rage that it gave him the ability to not die. I don't know if you've ever watched Supernatural, but it's kind of like, it's based off of like a bunch of, like just these two brothers hunt down monsters, but halfway through the show it kind of gets like biblical, where like all the events in the Bible kind of happen and stuff. When Cain killed Abel, he killed him, and after he did, he got the curse, right? The mark. The mark on his arm. Basically, it allows you to, I don't know, he gave him like a curse where he can't die because he, basically is what it is God told him, he kind of like threw him out, right? And he said, I don't want you in my sight anymore, and I don't want you on my land. Leave and never come back. But he said, but Father, if they throw me out, they'll kill me. Fine, they don't kill you. Boom. That was the mark. In Supernatural, Dean, which is one of the brothers, he gets the mark. And since it's not like fully biblical, it's kind of different than actually how it works in the Bible. Basically, if anything tries to kill him, which it does, because that's his job, is hunting down monsters. If anything tries to kill him, even if himself isn't strong enough to beat it, his body on his deathbed will not allow him to die and will fight for him. Right? So that's what happened to Kratos. His rage drew him so far that his body physically would not allow him to die because he sought vengeance so hard that it literally ran for him. So he killed God after God after God after God after God. Over and over and over. 9 games of gods. He died. He actually managed to die. He died. Woke up in Helfheim, right? Which is basically like the underworld for them in Greek mythology. He got killed. Woke up in the underworld, but didn't want to die and just said no. So you know what he did? He escaped. He died again, woke up again, and killed all of Helfheim. He killed the Satan of the underworld in Greek mythology and killed every living being in Helfheim and escaped. He killed one of the gods, killed himself to go down there, and finished him off down there. He ripped off a god's head and used it as a flashlight for an entire game. This guy's insane! In God of War 3, which is actually ironically the God of War, because they made God of War 3 remastered. God of War 3 remastered is right before God of War 2018. God of War 3, which is the last God of War, you started off by killing your father. The guy who started all of this. But it's your only family relative. So when you kill him, your vengeance is over. You've killed every god. You know what he did? Get a load of this guy. He killed Fate. Fate! These sisters of Fate. You know, the guys that basically say, oh yeah, well, we're Fate, and Fate says you can't kill us. He said, no, I choose my own thing. He killed Fate like 9 different times to go back in time so that he doesn't die, to win multiple various amounts of fights. And then he permanently killed them. Fate is gone. He killed Fate. He killed the god of love. He killed Poseidon. He killed everything. It's all gone. So after he killed his father, and there was nothing left, and he killed all of Greek mythology, he finally said, my vengeance is over. Ninja pulled a Miles Morales. Dog, what? I don't know. But now I'm doing oh, okay, yeah. Now I'm doing one thing. Yeah. So after his vengeance was finally over, he killed himself. But he couldn't die. He tried multiple times, but he couldn't. And in that moment, he realized he has to be stuck with what he did. So, in God of War 2018, he starts fresh. He starts over. Basically, the 2 games side by side are God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok. God of War 2018 is basically everything in God of War 2018 leads up to Ragnarok, and Ragnarok is the game that I'm playing right now. So now we're kind of getting somewhere. If I had Red Cooler in here, he could tell you a lot more better lore with him. Bro's efficient. Bro's effectively immortal for 4 minutes and 11 seconds. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, so in God of War 2018, he completely starts over. Completely starts over. and he's actually in Norse mythology. Kratos doesn't even exist in the actual like genuine lore. Kratos doesn't exist, but he killed all of Greek mythology in the lore. So because of it, after Sony we've been at this for 12 minutes. That's not even bad. So since he killed like basically all of Greek mythology, since there was like nothing left, and he killed him, and he couldn't die, right? Sony purchased Kratos, right? You know, like Sony Productions, the people that made The Last of Us, and they're making Marvel, and they made Spider-Man and all that stuff. You know, like all those games, like Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel's Wolverine, and you know, The Last of Us Part 1 and 2 and all that stuff. All those games that they made, they also purchased Kratos. The first Kratos game that they made was 2018, which they completely made fresh. Where now, since he killed all of Greek mythology, he starts new. Where now he actually moved to Norse mythology, which is literally illegal in the books, not supposed to happen. Moved to Norse mythology, right, and started fresh. He had a wife, and he had a son. His son Atreus is right here. That guy. That's his son. His wife passed away, right? That's where you start off in God of War 2018 with his wife passed away. Basically, his son is a god, right? His son is a god. And his name is Atreus, but his god name is Loki. All of God of War, Atreus kept on having tons of stuff happening to him because he was a god holding back his powers. Because of that, since he was half mortal, half god, and he didn't know it, his body was harming itself trying... Loki? Yes. The lore-accurate Loki. You know, Marvel... Wait a second, I know those names? Yeah. You know, in Marvel, everything in Marvel is completely in lore-accurate. It's non-lore-accurate, but they do have Greek and Norse mythology in God of War. I mean, in Marvel. Like, they have Thor. In Ragnarok, we fought Thor, and we're gonna have to fight him again soon, right? We have Loki as our son, and we have Kratos. Everybody in Marvel we've basically found it. Like, besides, you know, the bums that are, like, modern times, you know, like Spider-Man and Iron Man. Not saying that they're bums. And Thanos, that's also a modern time villain. Just the actual Greek lore, you know, the actual lore guys, we have in here. But they're actual, genuine lore accurate in Greek and Norse mythology. You know how Joe Bart studied philosophy, and he knows, like, genuine philosophy, basically, like, just about, because he's an actual philosopher, like, he has his document and all that. Red Cooler genuinely studied Greek mythology for quite a few years. He studied Greek and Norse mythology. So he has, like, so he knows about it. And he says that in here, like, they have, like, just, that they're, like, genuine, like, the most lore accurate. In the lore, Thor is really freaking fat. Like, way fatter than Santa Claus. Because he's drunk. Right? He's a really bad drunk. He loves alcohol, he loves getting drunk, but he has so much happening to him that he can't stop drinking. So, I'm gonna give you a little explanation on another reason why he can't stop drinking in this game. On both games. So, like, before I say that, though, like I was saying, though, his son is Loki, alright? I'm gonna cover this real quick. His son is Loki, and basically, he didn't know this. Kratos didn't know this. But before his wife, Kratos didn't know this, but his wife was a giant. Not a giant as in she was massive. Giants don't have to be massive to be a giant. But they are, though. But she was actually really short. She was like 5'2". You know, she was like 5'4". She wasn't really tall, but she was secretly a giant on the inside, and he didn't know that. So when she passed away, just think about this. Imagine making a son as the wife being a giant, the father being a god, and the child being born a mortal. Giant in heart, yes. But just picture that. A god who can control his a god who can control himself and be like part mortal is really strong. Imagine being part giant, part god, and part mortal. It was crazy. But since he was part giant, that part wanted to come out. Kratos thought that the part that wanted to come out was the fact that he was a god. So, since he was fighting his powers, the god in him was trying to come out, and it was harming himself on the inside, and he was really sick. His son was getting hurt, and he didn't want to tell his son because then he'd be in it. He'd be in the thick of it, you know? And he knew that he would have to, that, you know, gods would come after him, and he just knew that the life ahead of him after he knew would be a life that Kratos wished he never had. And he didn't want that for his son. He wanted a son, but he didn't want that. Also, by the way, Kratos had a brother. I think he killed his brother too. He also had a child too, I believe, and he had to kill them as well. Yeah, it's really sad, honestly. It's depressing. So he started fresh with a new kid. And he didn't want to mess up this time, but his son might have died if he didn't tell him, so he had to. It's actually kind of funny and also a little annoying, because in the first game, you kind of spend the whole game trying to not... Because you don't want your son to know the old you. The old you, you know, killed like 1 billion gods. I mean, you killed all of Greek mythology. He kind of just killed all of Greek mythology. So, he tried to hide it from Atreus, like the whole first game, that like what his past is and what his son is, both of those. But eventually he had to tell them. He had to tell them both. And it's funny because if you look at the scene, he's like, Atreus, I have to tell you something, you know, and he's like, Dad, what? Atreus, you are a god. And like in the moment, the switch up was diabolical. Like you'd think the guy would be shocked or flabbergasted or freak out. He's like, I'm a god. I'm a god. Oh my god, I'm powerful. I'm powerful. I can never die. I'm invincible. It's inevitable. Everybody's gonna die. I can beat everyone. I'm a god killer. I'm stronger than you. I'm as strong as you. Everybody's gonna die. I will rule the world. It escalated so fast. Nobody in the moment, like the guy behind the screen, like you playing as Kratos would have never expected that, and even Kratos himself was like, no, that's not what I mean. Whoa, no. So, wait, are you still here? It says that there's 0 people here. Whenever you, I guess, don't interact enough, it says that there's 0 people. I'm here? Oh, okay, alright, blah. Yeah, it still says there's 0 people here, I don't get it, but it's okay. Anyways, so basically the point of me telling you that, crazy it says that, yeah, I know. Because you have been typing quite a bit, I don't know. Anyways, so, the reason why I said that is because, after Atreus finds out that he's a god, he starts going insane. He's like a little kid at that point. Like, he's like 6 years old whenever he finds out he's a god, basically. Like, 6 years old. I mean, the guy barely has much going on. Like, he's like 6 or 8, maybe 11 at most. Somewhere between 6 and 11 is how old this guy is, bro. Like, not even, dude. So, like, after he finds out he's a god, he starts tripping like balls. I mean, he's talking about how powerful he is. Basically, the sons of Thor, Modi and Magni, in Norse mythology, when Ragnarok, 23 minutes now, in Norse mythology, in Ragnarok, it literally said, the prophecies say, like, this is completely true in Greek mythology, it says Magni is supposed to be stronger than his dad, and his dad is one of the strongest ones, like, in the game, which is Thor. Thor is one of the strongest ever in Greek mythology, almost. Like one of the strongest in Greek mythology, and it's claimed that Magmi is stronger than him. It's also claimed that Magmi and Modi are supposed to survive to Ragnarok and survive Ragnarok, which, like I said, is basically the war of all the gods. Bros aren't in those watch hours. What are you talking about? Yeah. So, yeah, but you defy the rules in the game. Like in actual Greek mythology, Kratos doesn't exist. I mean in Norse mythology, Kratos doesn't exist. You're not supposed to be in Norse mythology, but you killed all of Greek mythology and were forced to switch to Norse. So in Norse and all of the lore, everything's completely different than what happens in the game. In the actual fight, basically, like legally, due to prophecies, you're supposed to die. Because you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to die. They're supposed to survive a couple extra years, and they're supposed to make it to Ragnarok and survive the war of the gods. But in the battle, Modi, basically, it's like a 2v1. Modi's only going for Atreus because Modi is very weak. He's actually like the most annoying and the weakest in all the family, and he's a very scaredy cat. And he doesn't want to fight you because he sees that you're way stronger than him, so he fights your son. I know, it's disrespectful as frick, but your son's low-key beating him up. Your son's low-key cooking. It's like a long 2v1, too. I mean, you're in that fight for, like, a solid, like, 20 minutes, bro. And he's just getting cooked. Modi's just getting shredded. And he's low-key getting annoyed by the fact that a 6-year-old kid is beating him up. So he's being really disrespectful, like, come on, you freaking chicken! Where's your mom? Where you gonna go cry to your mommy? Where? As he's literally getting his feet kicked out from under him, and he's getting punched like in his face. Kratos is fighting Magmi because Magmi is very strong. He's supposedly stronger than Thor, as always. As you know. So basically, Modi says this one thing to Atreus that really triggers Kratos. Kratos, he's holding back because basically, he doesn't like what he sees in the mirror. He did stuff that he regrets. He won't ever fully 100% regret what he did because he got his vengeance, but he does regret committing the vengeance because he killed all of the gods and now he can't die. So he has to live with it forever, and that's what he hates. So that basically hurts him. So now since he doesn't want to do that, he made an oath to not. Now that he's trying to start fresh in Norse mythology, he doesn't want to show his old self the god of war. So he holds back. Because he holds back, it's making him part human, then that's why in the game you're able to, lose fights and die. Like, how, actually in the game, if you're playing the gameplay, and an enemy's too strong, you're gonna die, but then you respawn, you kill them, and then you respawn, so on and so on. I mean, it's just a game, of course. No. It's because he's holding back his powers and he's half mortal, so whenever he dies, he can die, but whenever he does, he comes back because of the curse. That's why. So basically, because he's holding back, it's making him weaker, but he doesn't want to show his real self. Magmi, since he's stronger than Thor, and the fight against, Thor, genuinely peak lore, bro. I know. All the games Red Cooler plays is just peak. I'm only playing these games because Red Cooler introduced me to them and convinced me to get them, and they're just so lore peak, bro. Literally. But yeah, so basically, since Magmi is stronger than Thor, in Norse mythology, since he's literally stronger than Thor, in the fight against Thor, which you fight in the start of Ragnarok, you have multiple cutscenes of fights. Y'all hit multiple arenas, and basically Thor is only just trying to see the real you, the god of war that you won't let free. And right on the end there, right as he's kind of weakening you, he says something about your son. And low-key, after beating him, just beating the crap out of this guy, after just beating the guacamole out of this guy, and on top of it, after him getting you kind of low, now you're getting a little upset. Say my love story lore heavy stuff. I know, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not fully my style, but I do like the lore. I do love the lore. It's not my full style in games, but I love the lore. Clearly, you love the gossip too of the lore. So I mean, we're just kind of chilling. Yeah, they're here. But so basically, since he's low, he's already getting a little upset, and Thor's just continuously trying to see the real him. He says something about Atreus that triggers him so hard that he literally goes, "Rah!" And he just punches Thor so hard. He fractures multiple parts in his jaw, and I think he punches out a tooth. And Thor says, "Yes, that's what I wanted to see. That's the God of War." What game is this in? I want to see the fight. It's in Ragnarok. The beginning of Ragnarok is whenever this happens. So I like that in both games they do that. At the start so basically, just hear me out real quick. Balder is the son of Odin, and Odin is the Allfather. The Allfather is the guy who rules all of Norse mythology. But Odin is the guy who killed the Allfather, so now he's the new Allfather, right? The son of Odin is Balder. Balder, I know this is gonna be really confusing. I'm kind of speeding up on the lore here, but at the like near the start of like near the start of God of War 2018, kind of like like 25% of the way through the story, you meet this witch named Freyr. She's a really big part of the series, and she helps you out through like all of the game, basically, including in Ragnarok. Freyr was married to Odin, which, mind you, Odin killed the Allfather, so now he's the new Allfather. And yeah, so she was married to the Allfather. So she knew his son. She loved Odin's son, and she not loved them in a weird way, but she just loved them as a sons. And basically Balder was strong, but he's weak, short, and scrawny. So, but he's not a chicken like Modi. Modi was buffer than him, but weaker. And this guy is pretty strong, but not strong enough to kill Odin. So, because of that, she put a spell on him, which turned out to be a curse in the end. But she put a spell on Balder where he cannot feel pain. But the spell had a downside to it. He couldn't feel anything at all. He couldn't feel temperature, heat, cold, taste, love, emotion. He couldn't feel anything. He was just nothing. An emptyless void of nothing. And after having fun for a bit, he realized he lost everything, and he hated her, and he wanted to kill her. So, spoiler alert, at the end of God of War 2018, basically, he wants to kill Freyr, which, like I said, Freyr was technically his stepmom, because she's your friend, which is a witch. But before she was friends with you, she was married to Odin, and Odin's son is Balder, which she tried to help, but in the end, it didn't, and he wanted to kill her. So at the end of the game, since you freak with Freyr, and Balder is really annoying and cocky and just kind of wants to kill everything, you like Freyr, and you don't want her to go, so you save her by killing Balder. And she hates you and never forgives you for that and wants to kill you. Yeah. So, yeah, but whenever you kill him, apparently he had another spell on him by Odin, I believe, or something like that. This is something that Red Kohler actually doesn't know in Norse mythology, but he had something about him that made it where after you kill Balder, now that the spell has been broken, Fimbulwinter will start. Which, like I told you, Fimbulwinter is like the biggest, worst ice age of all time that happens with Ragnarok. So, when you kill him, you start Ragnarok, which leads up to this game. So, at the start of God of War 2018, you fight Balder. And I like that you fight Balder at the beginning, and at the beginning of Ragnarok, you fight Thor. it's pretty cool because they put you up against like strong foes at the start of the game, but you're not supposed to kill any of them, nor are they supposed to kill you. They're just kind of there for like a fight, bro. I like that. But yeah, it's yeah. So basically, when you're fighting Magmi and Modi, since Modi is fighting Atreus and you're fighting Magmi and you're holding back in the fight, you're part mortal, and because of that, you're kind of losing. And honestly, fighting a foe so much stronger than you while the brother is fighting your son, it's agitating you that you're not winning. So basically, Modi fighting Atreus is kind of losing, so he starts he starts antagonizing him and says one thing to Atreus that genuinely triggers you so hard that the build-up to you losing the fight against Magmi, the way that they're cheating in the fight to win, and the fact that Modi said that to Atreus triggers you so hard that you literally parry an attack against Magmi, stab him in the rib, stab him in the rib, stab him in the rib, cut his shoulder, kick him into a rock, run up to him, and stab him in the face. And he dies. Mind you, Magmi is literally physically not supposed to die. Legally in Norse mythology, in all the prophecies, and the fact that he's stronger than Thor, his own father, which you struggled to fight, you somehow kill him, defying all laws. Which in that moment, Modi is flabbergasted. Modi's like, whoa, what? That's not right. You can't do that. No, that's not right. No! And he just runs out of there. Because it's horrifying. Literally, Magmi is supposedly supposed to be stronger than one of the strongest gods in Norse mythology. He's supposed to be stronger than his father. He's supposed to survive for the next couple of years and be one of the gods that wins the battle in Ragnarok. But you kill him before Ragnarok. Basically, you hunt down Modi because Modi keeps on trying to kill you, but he can't because he's not strong enough. So you hunt down Modi. Kratos beats the living crap out of Modi. But because he's holding back and he wants to set a good example for his son, he doesn't finish him. But because Atreus thinks he's a god, a really powerful god, Kratos is trying to teach him that he's a good god, supposed to be for good deeds, and he only has his powers because he was made by him. Loki thinks he was made for a god for a reason, and he's gonna rule the world. Since he's young, his emotions are playing with him and toying with him, and since he hates the fact that Modi keeps on antagonizing him, Atreus walks up to him, and Kratos is fighting Atreus. He's fighting him, saying, like, "We do not kill gods, boy." And he's like, no, but he wanted to kill me. I'm a god. I could do whatever I want to. No, you cannot. There are consequences to killing a god. And he's like, how would you know? How would you know? Don't you talk to me like that, boy. And it was just a crazy scene. But basically, like, in the moment, like, Atreus gets too cocky, and Modi sees how Kratos is trying to teach his son not to do that. And Modi knows he's gonna die. So I thought this was kind of smart in the moment, but I hated this though, low-key. Modi knows that he's gonna die. But he knows that Kratos doesn't want to kill him to set a good example for his son. But he knows that his son wants to kill him. So he wants his son to lose his mind. So that forever Atreus will have to live with that. Kratos will be mad at him. And Atreus will turn bad. So Modi, lying there on a cliff, defenseless, decides in his last moment, I'm already going to die. Let me ruin this father and son bond. So he literally diabolically just antagonized Loki, almost merely forcing him to kill him. But in the moment, he's like, I'm a god, I can do whatever I want, you better shut up, boy, before I show you what kind of god I am. And he's like, what are you gonna do, boy? Your mama's dead. You can't do anything. He's like, rah! And Kratos is like, no! But Atreus friggin' drop kicks this guy off the cliff. And he hits like a billion things on his way down, but he dies. And that's where the scene happens. Like, there are consequences to killing a god! It's crazy. Now, if you want, you can look up on YouTube the scene said there are consequences to killing a god. Wait, where's my phone? I'm gonna play it for you, because since I'm using my microphone, you should be able to hear it. Oh, mobile cellular device. Where are you, cellular? Oh, cellular. You're not there. You're right there. Heck yeah, we got the mobile. Okay. Alright, time to do the passcode. And then, now my phone is gonna be laggy. Now I got to open up YouTube. It's loading. Okay, now we're in YouTube. Now I'm going to look it up. There are consequences to killing a god.
There are consequences to killing a god.
Why? How do you know? How do you know?
You hear that? He's like, there are consequences to killing a god. Why? How do you know? How would you know? And he would know that because he killed all of Greek mythology. Which is honestly just crazy in the game that they would put that scene there. But, yeah. So, basically, Atreus and Kratos kill multiple gods. They kill Balder, which I think Balder... Basically, here's how it works. So, Odin, the Allfather, who killed the Allfather, basically, the father of Balder, which is the guy you kill at the end, and at the start you fight him. Balder, I think Odin put a curse on, or like a spell on Balder, where since he can't die, he made a spell on him that if he does die, which he can't, then will come Fimbulwinter. But he made it where, as long as Balder is alive, Fimbulwinter will hold back for a few more years, because the Allfather is named the Allfather of All-Knowing, because he's supposed to know everything, but he doesn't. So, he's spying on everything, and he's trying to figure out prophecies, and trying to find ways to win Ragnarok before it comes. But instead, you kill Balder by kind of like making Freya, like, after Freya takes off the spell, basically, here's what it is. Freya wants to make amends to her son, Balder, of course, which, you know, she was the wife to Odin, so it's kind of her son a little bit in law, or stepson, kind of, whatever. So she wants to make amends by redoing the spell, which made him want to kill her. When she takes off the spell, he goes to hug her and starts trying to kill her. So you kill Balder. In that moment, she wanted him to kill her because he wanted her, because she wanted him to be happy. But he wasn't. So he killed her to get revenge. So in the moment, you stopped him. And forever, she will hate you for that. But you saved her, which she did not like. But doing that started Fimbulwinter, which leads to Ragnarok. In Ragnarok, Odin doesn't know everything yet. There's this one thing, there's this mask he's trying to unravel. Once he has the mask fully unraveled and he knows all the secrets to it, he will be the god of all-knowing. Because it was crafted by the giants and is the mask of all-knowing. The mask is shattered in 4 fragments, which basically in Ragnarok, you spend, basically you know Ragnarok's gonna come and you want to kind of stop it, but basically here's the funny thing, like I was telling you, you're not supposed to be in Norse mythology. So in all of God of War, you're defying all prophecy. All God of War 2018, you're defying every rule of prophecy. You're killing gods that aren't supposed to be killed yet. You're doing things that weren't supposed to happen. You're making stuff happen that wasn't supposed to happen in that time. And you're completely ruining all of the beginning. And you even started Ragnarok early. So You kind of just did everything bad, but at the end, you start one prophecy. You fix one prophecy, which leads to Ragnarok. By the way, we're getting close to the end here, by the way. Just clarify if you didn't already know. We're not fully at the end yet, though. I mean, I've been talking about this for the last, 40 minutes, so, we're not fully there yet, but still. So you basically break all prophecies and defy all laws, all of God of War, but by killing Baldur, you fix one prophecy. You fulfill one prophecy, that Ragnarok will start, which leads to your journey of starting multiple prophecies. You find out this going through all of God of War. Basically, in all of God of War, your wife who died, apparently in the afterlife, was able to help you. She puts markings on walls that you're going to climb. She leads you to arenas that you can survive. And she kind of points, and she kind of puts markings on things that you can use in fights to survive and all that. And you don't know it until you reach the end of the game, where basically the entire point of God of War is spreading her ashes. That's all of God of War, and I love that. Basically, the entire point of God of War is that you're trying to spread your wife's ashes, but where she wants her ashes to be spreaded, you think is at this one place, which you spend half the game trying to reach, but then you realize it's not that place, it's completely different. So then you go to reach that place, but you can't reach that place till you go to this place. In order to go to this place, you gotta go to this place. And this place, you can't reach it unless you do this. So the whole thing is just crazy. Then once you finally reach the original place, you realize you can't even open that place because it's been completely destroyed. So now you gotta go to this place, which this place was actually the original, which you can only do if you do this. It's a lot of BS, but eventually you get there, and you spread her ashes, and finally once you get there, and you do spread her ashes, you see all the prophecies that were fulfilled by the giants, and apparently, actually, they all knew that you would break in Norse mythology and break all prophecy. So they made new prophecy that was not seen by man. Man did not see this prophecy. Only you saw the prophecy made by the giants, that they knew you were going to break in Norse mythology and break all the prophecies. So actually, you did fulfill all the prophecies, and on top of that, they wrote down all of your life that would happen and showed it all on the prophecies, which is freaky as frick, because apparently they knew all of this was going to happen. And also, in that moment, they show the prophecy that Atreus is Loki, and that's whenever you find out he's not just a god, he's a giant. So that's where you realize everything that happened would happen for a reason. All prophecies happen. Your son is a god, and a better god than you. And it's crazy. So, and here, in Ragnarok, instead of you trying to spread someone's ashes, the entire point of this game is trying to defy prophecy, break fate, and stop Ragnarok. But if you can't, then you're trying to win Ragnarok. You spend the whole game trying to figure out what's going to happen in Ragnarok so that you can stop it, but you cannot stop prophecy. The giants see the future, and they know what you're going to do, and they show the future, so when you see the future, you're like, that's not going to happen. We're going to make that not happen, but it happens. At the end of God of War 2018, you see a prophecy where during Ragnarok, you die in Atreus' arms. Atreus finds that too, but y'all don't tell either of each other that y'all know that Kratos is gonna die. But Kratos can't die. The only one who can kill him is his family, and he has one family member left, Atreus. So Atreus leaves, and he goes and does his own thing, quite a bit through Ragnarok, trying to figure out how to keep Kratos alive. Kratos doesn't mind that he dies. He just is trying to save his son and defy Ragnarok and figure out what's going to happen. Atreus cannot figure it out, and Kratos can't figure it out either. They both go through the whole game trying to, together, after reuniting, they try to figure out how to stop Ragnarok. But everything that they do to stop it makes it come closer and closer. I'm not gonna spoil this part because this part you don't want to be spoiled. You're gonna want to know more about this game, but I'm telling you stuff about the game, but I'm not gonna spoil this part. This part's what actually makes this game crazy. But basically, Odin is, you know, the all-knowing father, of course, which you know, and Odin basically is the guy who's going to start and end Ragnarok. He's gonna basically like kill all gods. He's gonna start Ragnarok and he's gonna win it. So, you planning with your team the whole time were there, like you planning with your team the whole time on how to stop Odin and stop Ragnarok, because in order to stop Ragnarok, you gotta stop Odin. Y'all try to figure it out, but actually there was a secret. Apparently he had something in y'all's house listening and watching the whole time. Basically, earlier in the game, you go on this long journey to gather something that you need in order to figure it out. Actually, he did something to it where whenever you actually bring it back, there was something extra that you brought back too, which was the Eyes of Odin, where he was spying on you. So basically, everything you had planned backfires. And now, basically, Heimdall it said that in prophecy, Heimdall was going to kill Atreus. So, no. The Norns are kind of like even more fate than the gods. Even more fate than the giants. By the way, we're even closer to the end here. If you're still here and you're still listening and you're still waiting for the end, yeah. Basically, you try to figure out prophecy by going to the Norns, and you reach the Norns, and they tell you that here's what's going to happen. Atreus is going to go, he's going to do his own thing, and he's going to do his own thing with Odin. You are going to find out that, nah, I've been left. No, you just get, alright. But yeah, so, dang, I lost it. Oh, yeah. So basically, you're gonna find out, they tell you that Atreus is gonna go with Odin, and you're gonna find out that Atreus is gonna be killed by one of the gods. So you go in and you go to stop them, and you end up going to your old ways, and you end up killing the gods and end up starting Ragnarok. So y'all try to not do that, but in the end, basically Atreus thinks it's best to go to Odin to try to stop it. Odin tricks him, because since he has eyes on you, he knows exactly what y'all want, and he knows that y'all don't want Ragnarok, so he tricks you the whole time into thinking that he doesn't want Ragnarok, and that he just wants to find this mask to get all-knowing to figure out how to stop Ragnarok, but actually he wants to win Ragnarok, and he wants the mask in order to win Ragnarok. So while you're helping him with the mask, eventually Heimdall kind of wants to kill you. He hates you and doesn't like you. So Kratos finds out that Heimdall is going to kill Atreus, so he tries to get to Odin, but doesn't know where Odin is. And basically Odin has these ravens. You'll find this out in both games, I believe. But Odin has ravens, which are basically his cameras, and his cameras are like everywhere, so there's like a bunch of ravens everywhere, just watching everything. So, you know, while you're being like watched, he knows, like, since you're being watched everywhere you go, he knew that Loki was looking for him, so he used his ravens to guide Atreus to himself. And also, because he has eyes on you in the house, he knows what you're planning, and he knows what role he should play for you to kind of gain your trust. And Loki Loki kind of falls for it a little bit. He's not dumb. He doesn't fully fall for it, but a little bit. He starts being a little too nice to him, per se, and kind of telling everybody, no, he's a nice guy. Oh my god, you just gotta be there, man. He has good intentions. I promise. He was dead wrong. Just straight up dead wrong. So basically, so you kind of help him get the mask, and while you're helping him get the mask, Kratos is trying to stop you from dying by Heimdall. So he goes and Odin doesn't help him with his ravens. He doesn't help him because he knows that he's going to try to kill Heimdall, but ends up finding Heimdall, and we kill him. We kill Heimdall. Yeah, he tries to beat the prophecy and doesn't want to kill Heimdall, but Atreus gets lost again and he has to kill Heimdall. He tries not to kill Heimdall, but Heimdall is very powerful. Heimdall can slow down time, and he actually, ironically, has never been hit once in his entire life. So it really freaking hurt when you hit him once. Basically, you're like, I mean, he's doing, like, look up the power of weave, basically. I mean, he's like, uppercut. I mean, he's like, right jab, left right, up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, kick. I mean, this guy's weaving every move until once. He hits him once, and that completely messes up all his correlation. Basically, also halfway through the game, you don't really need to fully know this, but it's kind of good that you do. Like halfway through the game, basically I'm gonna give you 3 lores real quick. Like not like 3 lores, but I'm just gonna tell you 3 things. Basically, the old Kratos, the god, the actual god of war, the Ghost of Sparta, he. By the way, the Ghost of Sparta is basically, he's a Spartan, which is basically just like an ultimate ninja soldier for Greek mythology. He's like a Spartan, and he's called the Ghost of Sparta because he's a ghost, because he has the ashes of his family, and he looks gray, and he's a ghost. So, the Ghost of Sparta, that's why his name is the Ghost of Sparta. It's kind of sad, but yeah, kind of scary too. So, the Ghost of Sparta used the blades of Hades to kill, like, everything. That was when he was in his old ways, he used that. When you play the first Sony game, first 2018, where he's trying to not be his old ways, his wife crafted him an axe, and that's what he uses. So through all of God of War, Ragnarok, and God of War 2018, you're using the axe. But halfway through 2018, he needs the blades. Whenever he basically confronts his old self, and it's kind of wholesome, he kind of just realizes that as the god of war, unfortunately he will have to do wars, but that doesn't mean he has to start them or finish them. It just means, he's going to be the god of war, kind of. And it's pretty wholesome, so he grabs his old blades, and he has basically, he used to tighten his blades so tight around his wrist. It was like basically just a really heavy chain around his wrist with like a blade at the end, and on both his wrists. And the chains were so tight that it permanently engraved in his arms, and it left a mark that will never go away. And it's like a wound that's always there. And that's why he has bandages around his wrists. But basically at the end of the game of 2018, after Loki confronts his own self and he confronts who Kratos is, because also playing 2018, he ends up seeing you kill your father, Zeus. So he knows who you are, what kind of man you are. He knows what kind of man he is. Basically, you just come, just wary of yourself. You're like, okay, this is who I am. That's okay. So, he just accepts his chains and he takes off his bandages. So basically now, through the end half and through all of Ragnarok and the end half of God of War 2018, he uses his blades and also takes off his wristbands. And it's kind of wholesome too, Loki. But in the middle of Ragnarok, in order to kill Heimdall, you need to use a spear. As the Ghost of Sparta, the first weapon that you learn to use is a spear. This spear can throw infinite spears, kind of like a, what's the name of that thing that Poseidon uses? It's like a pitchfork, but it's blue and you can use it in Minecraft. One of those. It's like those, where you can shoot like infinite of them. They also explode too. And the explosion allows you to catch Heimdall off guard, and it allows you to kill Heimdall. Trident? Yeah, it's kind of like a trident, but a spear. And a spear is the first weapon that you learn to use as a Ghost of Sparta. So he's actually better with a spear than he is with the axe and the blades. I mean, it's kind of weird, because, you know, he killed every god. He killed all of Greek mythology with the blades. He kills everything in God of War with the axe. And you use his first ever weapon. So, really, I guess none of them have an advantage. But, yeah, so you go to stop Heimdall, but Heimdall, says that he's gonna kill your son. So, Loki, he leaves you no choice, and you kinda just throw the spear at him. Like, you just kick him in, like, you just, like, throw him into a wall. Throw a spear at his arm. Throw another spear at his arm, and now... No, like, you throw a spear at his arm, and now he's just kind of, like, hanging on the wall because there's a spear in his arm. He's like, ah! And you just, like, rip him just off. Like, you don't rip the spear out. You rip his... Like, you, like, grab him, and you just, like, come here. But because the spear is pierced so hard through his arm and through the wall, his arm kind of just stays on the wall, if you know what I mean, when you pull him. So since, you know, the guy's never even been hit once in his life since birth, he's like, ah! And then he gets up, and he's like, I will not lose to you, Kratos! And he, like, pulls out magic, and pulls out, like, a holographic arm that he uses to beat you. And he's like, you will die! Oh, yeah, also, another thing. Just want to say this, now that I'm, like, really close to the end here. Like, right at the start, like, nearly, like, this was, like, around the time that you meet Freya for the first time in God of War 2018, around that time you also meet a guy named Mimir, which Odin leaves. Basically Mimir, like, is like the smartest, like just he's like the smartest god alive, basically. So Odin ties him up and tortures him. Now, all because he's smart doesn't mean he can see the future. So, unfortunately, he does manage to lose to Odin, and he gets tied up and is, like, stuck in a root tree where he has to give information to him for, like, forever. But you, Loki, kind of, like, save him so that you get information, and y'all become, like, really good friends. He's also a really big, impactful part of the story. He's a really cool guy. Mimir's really cool. But since he's so tied into the trees, you have to cut off his head and keep his head, and Freya has to do, kind of like a spell on him to bring him back to life. So you kind of just have this head on your butt, like, through everything. And he's always just kind of, like, talking to you and telling you cool stories and giving you information and just kind of helping you. Mimir's a really cool guy. Yeah, I love Mimir. You're gonna love Mimir too. But yeah, you have Mimir on your back. And basically, you know, Mimir has seen that he knows who you are and what you are. But he sees you trying, and he knows that you're trying. And he sees you trying for yourself, for your dignity, for your mind, for your wife, and for your son. So when you go after Heimdall, basically, Atreus doesn't want, like, you're not supposed to kill Heimdall. You and the group said that you're not going to kill Heimdall, and you didn't go to kill Heimdall. You went to stop him. But Heimdall left you no choice. You cut off his arm, and the mother trucker is talking about killing you than killing your son. So, in the end, you kind of knock him down, pin him down, and basically, when you do that, Mimir falls off of you and rolls to where, like, he's, like, looking right at you. Like, he's, like, laying on the side of you. He's, like, looking right at you. And Heimdall's, like, trying to fight you as you're holding him down. And he's talking about how he's gonna kill you and kill everything and how he's gonna win. So he leaves you no choice. And you kind of just... And just choke him out. Yeah, you kill him. Yeah. And Mimir's like, no, brother, don't do it, brother. You're better than this. For Atreus, don't do it. And he sees you kill him. He's like, brother, that was not good. Oh, that's not good, man. Are you okay? He's like, we mustn't talk about this. He's like, I understand, brother. It was just so sad. Anyways, besides all that, move on to the point already, you know, as we would like to say. It was fun 30 minutes ago. Yeah. So, right now, basically, as I already told you, we're trying to get this mask of all, like we tried to get the mask of all-knowing for Odin, and by the time you did eventually, like, you find out that he was spying on you in your home, and then he goes to steal the mask, but right before he does, you throw your your spear, since you have, like, infinite of them, you throw it, and you throw it, and you catch it, no, an hour and 10 minutes later, yeah. Now, I think it was either Atreus shoots it with an arrow, or you throw your spear, but whatever it is, you catch the mask just before he goes away, so now you have the mask. Now, with the mask... Now, you have leverage, but you had more leverage when you were able to go to Odin and surprise attack him. But you couldn't because he was spying on you. Now that he's not anymore, now the only leverage that you have is the mask. If he gets the mask, y'all low-key might die. You spend the whole game trying to defy prophecy, but, I mean, at the same time, although you weren't even supposed to be there in God of War 2018, you do kind of just fulfill all prophecy by the end of the game. And also, no matter how hard you tried... Hello again, my bad I haven't been here again. Also can't hear you, but hope your day was good. Well, thank you for stopping by. Yes, my day was... Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, you too. Anyways, so, you know, no matter how hard y'all try to stop the prophecy and end Ragnarok, like I told you, Kratos is supposed to die in Atreus' arms, but he can't be killed unless he's killed by Atreus. Good boy for coming by. Okay, Anyways, so, you no matter how hard you try to stop the prophecy keeps on being fulfilled, and basically they were true. The Norns were true. They said, yeah, well, Atreus is going to go to Odin. He did. He's going to be killed by Heimdall. He was going to. He said, you're going to go back to your old ways. Actually, he does go back to his old ways a little bit, not like fully. If he did, the game would be freaking awesome! But, read this message like a good... Okay, bro. So, they said, oh yeah, they said that, like, Heimdall's gonna kill him, which he was, and they said that you're gonna turn back to your old ways, which you did a little bit. Not fully. The game would be awesome if you did, but they did enough for it to make an emotional impact on you, and also enough for Kratos to apologize to Atreus for going back to his old ways a little bit. If he did, I mean, he would just one-tap everyone. I mean, he would literally, like, just no joke, rip out Thor's heart. I promise. He would rip out Thor's heart. But instead, it's like, I mean, he's, like, basically tickling Thor, but still. So, now that we're on the end, the Thorns said that,
the Norn said that he was going to go to Odin. He did. You were going to find out Heimdall was going to kill him. He was. You were going to go back to your old ways. You did. That basically you would kill Heimdall. You did. You'd go back to your old god killer ways, which you did. You killed a god, Heimdall, while trying not to. And they also said in the end you would die. You haven't yet. It's hard to think how a man who can't die would die, but there's only one thing in the world that can kill him, and that's his son. So I think it's pretty crazy. I think it's Loki peak, like, storyline. The fact that, what are the odds that they spend so long and try so hard to defy the prophecy of the giants and the Norns, that in the end, when Atreus is trying to save him, he accidentally kills him. I don't know, but Loki seems peak. Anyways, as of right now, remember, we put the mask together and we managed to save it from Odin. But Odin knows all of our plans, so right now, as you just joined and heard to, if you want to replay back stream, they basically made a plan that the only way to get into his base now is by going head-on, but they won't be able to do that unless they have an army. So they're all going to go to their own worlds, and they're all going to get their own people back, and we're kind of just going to go scavenge for, like, armies and stuff. And now that Ragnarok has started, Ragnarok started once you killed Heimdall. Fimbulwinter started once you killed Balder, but once you killed Heimdall, Ragnarok started. So now y'all have to suit up for war or else everyone's gonna die. Basically, you knew from the end of the game of God of War 2018 and all of Ragnarok, apparently Kratos is supposed to die in Loki's arms. Well, in Atreus' arms. So y'all are trying to defy prophecy and not make that happen, but right now, for the utmost that you can, we're trying to win Ragnarok. You try to stop it, but as it was already said, the Norns said what would lead up to it and what would make Ragnarok happen, and unfortunately, you literally did all of those. Heimdall is what did it the most. So, now that Ragnarok started, you're supposed to die at the end of Ragnarok, so now, all you can try to do is hope that that doesn't happen and try to win the fight. Right now... Oh, also, by the way, to add on to it, I've finished the story, basically. I told you that we're close to the end for the last maybe 20 minutes or so, and we were and we are now. Basically, that's where we are now. We have the mask, and we found out Odin was spying on us, and we found out that Odin was only playing that role, and Odin sucks, and we killed Heimdall, Ragnarok's here, and everybody's just gonna go and try to, get people for an army, and we're gonna go and kill Odin. But, one last thing that you need to know, before we start. So at the start of the game of 2018, you meet this dwarf, and he kind of looks like a Smurf, but, like a very older, more, like, mature Smurf. Like, he cusses, and he makes, like joke, like dark humor jokes and stuff. Like, he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. Basically, he's the guy that you go to upgrade your armor and your weapons and all that. He's a very cool guy. Basically, you find out in 2018 that he's dead. That basically he died back when him and his brother, basically, it's kind of crazy. Him and his brother, are separated, so then you gotta do missions to, like, reunite them, and you're happy that they're reunited, and Atreus kind of crashes out at them, but, besides that, basically, this other guy, I forget what his name is. What is his name? Smolder, Sif, Skolder? Sindri, yeah. Basically, so Sindri and Atreus become friends, and they go on side quests together, and honestly, they're just beautiful. Brock's there to help you throughout the way, so are the brothers. I mean, you're friends with Brock, he's friends with Sindri. You find out Brock died a long time ago, but his mortal body is the only thing left, which is really sad. But basically, whenever you go to get your like pole to kill Heimdall, your little like trident thing, whenever you go to get that to kill Heimdall, basically in order to get a blessing on it by the mermaid who gives you it, you have to talk to her. But in order to talk to her, you have to talk to her with a part of your soul, that Brock doesn't have because he lost that part of his soul whenever he died. So he realizes that he died. Okay, it's been exactly an hour, 10 minutes, and 29 seconds, exactly as your RE ... Dang, that's crazy. So basically, Brock kind of flips out, and it's really sad because you were trying to hide it from him the whole time because you didn't want him to flip out. But he finds out, and he's like, and it's just crazy. So in the moment where he's screaming, "I'm dead! Oh my god, that stupid Syndra, I'll never forgive him! What am I gonna do now?" Kratos, you know, he doesn't say much. He doesn't really do much. He just kind of grunts and says like one word every here and there. But he says to Brock, he's like, "The weapon still needs its blessing." And he's like, "How the frick we gonna get a blessing, huh? How the frick? The only person who can talk to him is me, and I'm dead. I ain't got no part of my soul." He's like, "It needs the blessing of a good forger." He's like, "Okay. But, like, how am I gonna bless it? I don't have that part of me anymore." He's like, and he says this so wholesome, inspirational thing. He's like, "The blessing is not what makes the weapon do, but the blessing is..." Like, I don't know, he says something to it. Like, wait, I'm gonna look it up. One second. You have to hear this. It was so... Oh my god, I was in tears. You have to hear it. Because, I mean, Kratos is emotionless. Hold on. Wait. Kratos asks Brock to bless his weapon.
Yeah, well, the one to give us the blessing just fucked off into the tomb.
It needs the blessing of a great blacksmith.
What? No, I can't bless shit. I don't have all my soul bits. The blessing wouldn't mean squat.
It is the nature of a thing that matters, not its form.
All right.
You see that? It was... Oh my god, bro. He says, "It needs the blessing." He says, "It needs its blessing." He's like, "How are we gonna go get the blessing?" "It needs the blessing of a good blacksmith." Okay, well, how am I gonna do that, though? I don't have that piece of me. It's not the form that matters. Is what matters is that you blessed it. It's like, okay, alright. And it was just, oh my god, it was just so wholesome, bro. Oh, I loved it so much. But basically, I mean, it's just so amazing, man. I mean, y'all go through thick and thin. Basically, through the start of the game, you kind of just realize, like, basically, they get no customers anymore, and you're, like, their number one customer. So, like, they just, like, since they're dwarves... Like, all their men kind of just die a lot, so they just, like, learn to be able to, like, teleport through, like, and, like, make through, like, it just teleport through time and go, like, through to, like, different, like, places. So, it's so just amazing. I just love it. Like, everywhere you go, they're there, and they're like, "Hey, yo, I knew you were coming here, so I came here, you know? Anything I can do for you? I got you, man." Like, alright, sure, you know, and then they're like, "Hey, you know what? I'll make it cheaper just for you. You're my number one customer." You know, I'm just so happy. You know, you make us so rich. I'm so glad to be a forger for you, you know? I'm so happy to be your blacksmith. They'll follow you everywhere you go. I mean, some missions you do, they help you out, and they'll be fighting. I mean, they're dwarfs. They can only do so much, but you see them trying. I mean, it's just so fun, man. I mean, you gotta reunite them, and they're having a good time together. They're with you through every step of the way. I mean, they're the ones that make your weapons better. They help you out through fights. And I mean, it's just so heartwarming. It's just so beautiful. But unfortunately, Brock's dead. But then you try not to tell him. And eventually he finds out. But then you help him out. You help him forget. And you get his blessing. And that blessing helps you kill Heimdall. And it just... Oh my god. It's just something that genuinely just gives you goosebumps. It is just something that would really put tears in a man's eyes. But... This is the last thing that I wanted you to know. I told you I'm going to tell you the last thing I want you to know before I press play, and this was the last thing. I want you to understand how beautiful the storyline is between Sindri and Brock before I tell you this. When Odin is revealed, and you find out that he has cameras on you, he spawns into the base. And it's Brock that finds out. Me personally, I love Brock a little more than Sindri, but I like that Sindri's always there for Atreus, helping him out and trying to, you know, teach him the wise and right things, and Brock's just kind of helping. I just love them both, but still. Basically, Brock kind of is the one that points out, hey, that looks weird, right? And he goes and he's pointing out and pointing out and pointing out, and it turns into Odin. And Odin says, shut the frick up, you talk too much anyways. And he stabs Brock! Spoiler alert. But he kills Brock! And he does that thing where you stab someone and like to make the wound worse, you like twist it. Oh! I cried. I literally cried, bro. Literally. He killed Brock. He's like, get the frick out of my face. You talk too much anyways. I was like, no! You killed Brock! And as Brock's on his, like, Sindri's holding him in his arms. Spoiler alert, again. He's holding him in his arms. He's like, brother, I can help. He's like, shut up, man. I know I died a long time ago. I forgive you. And he dies. Oh my god. Because Sindri had to live with the weight that Brock died. But just to have him die in his arms, knowing that he forgives him for never telling him. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry again. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. It's so sad, bro. Basically, Sindri's really good. Sindri doesn't really have anything left besides Brock. And Sindri's really good friends with Atreus. He kind of grew up with him. Like Atreus kind of grew up with Sindri, you know. But unfortunately, because Atreus kind of went for Odin, Odin was able to get cameras on them, and Sindri gets mad and just like says like that we took everything from him, because we did. Hold on. Let me look this up. Also, are you still here, by the way? What do you think of everything I've told you so far while I get this last part?
Oh, be nice, horse.
Sindri crashes out at Kratos and Atreus and tells them to leave after Brock dies. Now I left Laura's buns. And I hate YouTube. Okay.
I gave you everything. My skills. My friendship. My home.
All these are jokes if you can do. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But yeah, he said, like, you see that? Like, I'm gonna replay it.
I gave you everything. My skills. My friendship. My home.
He gave such good friendship that he basically raised and watched as Atreus grew. He allowed them to live in their home and gave them his blacksmithing skills to help them survive, for them to allow Brock to die in the end. Keep on listening.
My secrets. My treasures.
He gave them the ring that spawns infinity coins. The only thing that would give them, the only thing that helps them keep their money up and not their funny up, he gave to them. He showed them their secret lair and told them how they travel through time.
And you just kept taking. And now what have I got?
And we killed Brock.
Not even my family. You want sorry? This is what sorry looks like. What can we do? We.
He says that because there is no we anymore.
There is no we. There's only you. No matter what the cost. So what you can do is get the fuck out of my sight.
It just... Sindri is one of the most kind-hearted men you will ever find. Everything is just death, destruction, and war, and Norse and Greek. He is like one of the only good people left in like the world. And you took everything. You took his home, what he used to survive. You took his money. You took his family, his love, his skills. You took everything. And for what? For a prophecy saying that he's gonna die? And for what? For Ragnarok. A place that says y'all are already gonna lose. In the end, he lost everything. And the kind-hearted man, which you haven't heard one curse word out of, that sits there sad every second of the day, looks at you and tells you to frick off out of his sight. I told you, spoiler alert, twin. So Odin kills Brock. We take everything from Sindri. And Odin lied to us the whole time. I want you to remember this in the moments, if you do stay for another hour. I want you to remember this when we're playing. When I'm playing, I want you to remember that. So that you can remember how much it hurts and how Odin has to die. How much impact it truly makes.
Often was behind to find the last fire giant. I almost envy everyone else's impossible mission.
That's Mimir talking on my back, by the way. I'm Kratos, Mimir's the head on my back talking. That sounds kind of like Australian. Boy, mate.
Said you know where to look for Surtur.
Yeah.
Thor.
Don't worry. We'll see you again.
That was not my worry.
When you find Surtur, I'll have to convince him to combine with his wife.
Combine.
Yeah. Two of them join. They'll create an enormous Asgard-destroying monster.
Oh my.
What?
Apologies. I have some doubts regarding negotiations with Rasfelger and Helheim. My thinking is that she may be more amenable to speaking with a member of the, deceased.
That is a friend of Freya's. Freya.
Oh, death is a skill now. I suppose these two can survive a bit without me. Brother.
To be fair, I did low-key just manage to sum up, like, thousands of years worth of lore, and literally, like, a month worth of gameplay in only an hour, so, to be fair, it wasn't that bad.
If you wouldn't mind.
Very well.
Many thanks. We'll catch up with you later.
Hey, I think I can see Surtur's forge in the distance.
Surtur's wife. Where is she?
Niflheim. Hey.
What?
By the way, this is the pole. This is the axe. And this are the blades.
If we head down towards that tower, we might be able to see the forge.
Go where? Where? I don't remember what he wanted me to do again. I forgot. Oh, go in here. Okay. Sorry, I'm eating Taco Bell right now.
He keeps dodging. How about arrows?
I wonder if they saw their prophecy and decided to isolate themselves in their home realms to fight it.
Understandable.
Hopefully they'll understand why Ragnarok needs to happen. Hey, that's the other half of the broken moose behind seed we found. We can take it to a mystic gateway. Maybe we'll find Surtur's combat trials.
I'm so sorry I'm playing weirdly. I'm eating Taco Bell. And don't worry, I have one bite of food left. I think I'm about to enter a fight. This looks like an arena.
Over there.
I was right. Oh, it's a stupid witch again. Ah! Alright, freak y'all. We're going with the axe. Ah! Ah! Hit me. I'm going. Oh, I forgot I like going with melee. That way I can get stunned in. Wait. Hold on. Rah! Rah! Wait, what do I have to use to fight her?
He's coming! Right side! Let it touch her! You're a real pain. You know that.
Sorry, these witches are pretty difficult to kill. Bro, what the frick? Stop! Just let me know, like, every here and there that you're still watching, please. Last bite. I'm here soon? Okay.
Move away! Last one.
Okay.
I think the forge might be past this lava fall.
You know this.
Pat.
When I was here before, I got a pretty good feel for the layout.
Okay. Okay, I need to lock in now. I'm gonna drink a little bit of soda and then we're good.
We need to be ready for Surtur, in case he doesn't want to help us.
Ready.
Prophecy says he and Sinmara join. But who knows how they're gonna feel about it now.
You would try to force these primordial beings into submission.
Well, I don't know. We can't win this war without them, right?
True. That's true. That's very true.
You gotta be close. I can hear the forge.
Fight?
Something ahead.
Phantom!
No, it's a phantom! No! Oh my god! Frick! Oh my god, I'm dealing no damage! No! Oh my god! Wait, I must use my axe. There we go.
Try hitting it when it glows! You stunned it!
Ah! Don't worry, that's not really a boss. No! Oh crap! Oh no, he's in a second phase. Oh no. Ah! Frick! Okay, that's pretty good. You see that bar at the top of the screen that's kind of filling up? That's stun. Basically, you can only kill these little balls whenever you stun them. This is a boss version of the balls. You remember the purple balls that we were fighting earlier? This is like the king version of these guys, like the real version. No, they're like the better version. Oh crap!
Pillars look weak. Maybe there's a spring there.
Yes, it is. Oh crap! He's in his third phase. Yeah, basically you can only kill the little ball things with stun, basically. So. What the freak? This is not the coolest boss fight you're ever gonna see, by the way. How am I stunning so good? I could kill him right now. I could kill him right now. No, I couldn't. Come on. Yes! We killed it. Oh, wait. No, we didn't. We gotta hit it one more time. I forgot.
Looks like we can finish it off.
Hello? Bro, I think my game crashed, chat. Bro. No, I think my game might crash. Wait, just barely. Try to enter stream again if my game crashes, okay? Because I actually want you to see, like, what's gonna happen. Bro. This is the first time this has ever happened, by the way. Alright, I'm gonna restart my game.